Angelo. When you learn, teach, and when you get, give. Welcome to Conversations with Verdel Jones. I'm your host, Verdel Jones. And being an educated at heart, I'm dedicated to sharing conversations that inform and enlighten in the hopes that you learn something you may not have known. So thank you for joining us. We are here live at Paradise Studios on the Strong Island Television Network. So I want to thank you all for watching, and please remember to like and share the show so everyone can get all this great information that we're going to share with you this evening. So again, thank you for watching. Before we get started, I want to thank our sponsor, Nancy Vargas Johnson. She is a realtor. She is in the Long Island area, Nassau, Suffolk County, also in Queens. However, if you're looking to relocate to another state, she can help you with that too. So if you're looking to buy or sell a home, Nancy Vargas Johnson is the woman you want to reach out to. Also want to let everyone know, if you want to be part of Conversations with Verdel Jones, we have Conversations with Verdel Jones mugs. So if you would like to be part of the show and have your mug and sip your coffee or your tea while you're watching, you can go to my website and order your mug today. We are starting a new season of Conversations with Verdel Jones in September. So we are looking for partner sponsors for our upcoming season. We're going to talk a teeny bit about that later on in the show. So let's go to our, before we do that, I just want to let everyone know also that today we're talking about the power of words. And we have two authors here today. They're both very dedicated to showing us a positive version of ourselves through words. And they also both participated in the Write, Rhyme, and Recite Collective this year. So I had the pleasure of meeting them both this year. So we are going to have them in studio in a little bit. So make sure you tune in for that and stay tuned. Let's go to our week in review, see what's been going on. So we haven't been here in a little while, so I just want to let everyone know what's been going on. We have a lot of things happening that's been going on, a lot of things coming up. One of the things that I participated in this last month was the Indy Author Legacy Awards in Baltimore, and I was honored to be a finalist. 150 finalists were selected out of 1,800 submissions for my book, The Parent Agent. So even though I didn't come away with the win, I was a finalist, and I was picked out of a big pool of individuals, so I was very excited about that. So we hung out in Baltimore for a day and a half or so, met some friends there, and we really had a nice time. It's always nice to get away. So that's what we did. So Jeremiah and I went. We had a great time. I am also celebrating, and I mentioned this, I mentioned this a little while ago. I'm celebrating my 50th birthday. So I am excited about that. I can't believe I'm going to be 50, in like a week and a half. So I'm very blessed and fortunate to meet that, get to that milestone. So we're going to be celebrating my 50th birthday party, 50th birthday this month. So we're excited about that. We also went to the premiere of the feature film, The Birth of Deceit. Remember, we had Yao Agupang here and some of his actors. We had one of the writers here as well. We talked to him, and Nessa Noel, she's one of the stars of the show. And we also had Ella B, his assistant writer. She was here, and we really had a great conversation. Jeremiah and I had the pleasure and opportunity to walk the red carpet, take a red carpet picture, and see the premiere of the movie. It was a great movie. The trailer you guys saw on the show was really, really good, and the movie was a lot of suspense and a really great ending too. I don't want to spoil it. He's taking it to different film festivals, and we're very, very happy for him. He did a great job on the film. It was really enjoyable, and we liked it. So I just wanted to let everybody know that we did go to the premiere. I also did an interview with Martinique Brown, Authors to Know. So I did an interview with her talking about my book, The Parent Agent, and you could catch that interview on my Conversations with Verdel Jones page. So check that out. We also went on a boat ride for the 4th of July, the Masonics. Jeremiah's in the Masonics, and my dad, and we really had a great time on the boat ride, and it just really kind of living on Long Island, I really, really love it. I love Long Island, especially in the summertime, and just getting out on the boat. It was a lot of fun just to, be out in the water and just having a nice time. It really makes you appreciate Long Island. And speaking of that, yesterday we went to Urban League had a network mixer, and we went to that yesterday, and it was at Hush, but it was no, I'm sorry. It was at Prime, but it was Hush at Prime. So the star, or one of the featured contestant on the food, what's the name of the show? Oh, Chopped. He was a Chopped champion on the Food Network. Mark Bynum. He has a pop-up restaurant, I guess you could say, at Prime, and it's right on the water, and it is so beautiful. So we got the opportunity to do that. Urban League put on a great event, a lot of networking, a lot of awesome people were there that I got to meet. I got to take a picture with Vera Moore from Vera Moore Cosmetics, and you all know who she is, so I was excited about that. So that was a really, really great event. So those are just a couple of things that have been going on in the week in review. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to continue a little bit about our weeks in review, but I also want to share some new and exciting news with everyone. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Yeah. Welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. As you see, I have Jeremiah here with me. Welcome, Jeremiah. He's representing, Central Islip, Lowell Avenue in the house.
You always got to represent. You got to represent hometown.
That's right. That's right. You have to look at this camera. You don't look up there. You look at this camera.
Oh, it's been a little minute.
Yeah, I know, right? See, it's been a little while since Jeremiah has joined me in the studio.
Right there?
Yeah, right there. Yeah, look right there. So so we really have some exciting news coming up. So just play that exciting news video. That Jeremiah will be joining Conversations with Verdel Jones.
Right.
Starting with our new season. Yeah. And so let's kick it with the Joneses is making a comeback.
Every time I try to get out, they drag me back in. I'm excited. I'm happy to join you at the desk here. I see you doing big things. So I wanna.
No, let me tell you how this went down, right?
Oh, here we
so
go,
Jeremiah says to me, you know what? I think I'm gonna come back. Like, he's helping me out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, word.
So I'm like, you know what? That's a great idea, because some of the things that we men and women have different ways of thinking about things, right?
Most definitely.
So what we want to try to do with the new season of Conversations with Verdel Jones is have a segment called Let's Kick It with the Joneses.
Bring a little different perspective.
Exactly.
Bring a little, little more I guess not more, but bring a different, like you said, different perspective
Right.
to the conversations.
Exactly.
Because there's a lot of estrogen going on up in here. You know what I mean? Bring a little testosterone, as far as with the hosting duties.
Right.
Conversation.
Exactly. And we're also going to have our kids joining us. We talk about family. I talk about family all the time on the show.
Right.
And it's so important for me to have everyone involved.
Right.
So we're going to bring the kids back into the conversation to get that millennial, the generational type of. So we're going to be talking about money. We're going to be talking about relationships. We'll talk about just healthcare.
What's going on in the world?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So look forward to Conversations with Verdel Jones and the Let's Kick It with the Joneses segment on the new season of Conversations with Verdel Jones.
Yes, indeed.
So we're excited
I'm
about
excited.
that.
I can't wait. It's going to be fun,
Okay, now you're going to slide out.
Oh, I'm out?
Yeah, you're out.
Okay.
Come on, Venice. So, yeah, we are excited. And we have another guest here. Venice Richards is in the house. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
So we're going to get right to it. You have an event that's coming up.
Yes.
Hashtag pinknsexy Gala.
Yes.
It's a fashion fundraiser for Sickle Cell. And also
Yes.
Strong Island is a media partner for her event. So tell us all about what's going on.
Okay. Exciting news, exciting. Well, what we're having is going to be about 150 to 250 people.
Nice.
All gathered in Rockville Center.
Nice.
Gramercy Ballroom. And on Sunrise Highway, 173 Sunrise Highway, Rockville Center.
Okay.
And we're putting together an amazing event. It's going to be 40 models. There's going to be 5 different designers, me being one of them.
Oh, nice.
Won't talk about that right now.
Oh, no, I heard about
All right,
that.
Okay. Keep that a secret.
I heard about that.
But this is really a labor of love. Like, we're
Mm-hmm.
really doing all of this so that we can bring awareness to sickle cell and how it affects Long Island.
Right.
And unfortunately, we don't have a not-for-profit organization out here in Long Island.
Wow. Tell people what sickle cell is.
Sickle cell
Yeah.
is a debilitating disease that has no cure. And what happens is it's degenerative. So basically it breaks down the body after a while, the older that you get. And what it is the red blood cells, they get into a sickle shape, whether it be for lack of oxygen, some say lack of zinc. So,
Okay.
nutrition wise. So because of that sickling effect, it affects all the organs in the body. It affects the veins, it affects arteries.
Right.
And it causes a world of issues that, we're still kind of looking into and kind of discovering. Like, we still don't know everything that sickle cell affects.
Right.
But we know wherever the blood flows.
That's what it affects,
where-
and your blood is everywhere.
Exactly.
So you're
Exactly.
really bringing awareness to the disease as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, we want to honor sickle cell warriors that live on Long Island that fight the fight every day.
Right.
And we also know that there are families that also struggle, with sickle cell that could use, some type of support that really go unnoticed. And it causes, more issues, more problems than, and that brings along anxiety and the mental, illnesses part of it. And, when you don't have your services met, it could really, really like mess up
It
everything.
impacts everything. There's like a ripple effect.
Everything.
In family systems, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So with that, we want to be of service. And so my goal for this year, for 2019, is to not only honor the families and honor sickle cell warriors, but also want to establish a not-for-profit
Okay.
for Long Island for sickle cell.
Okay.
So those are the goals for 2019.
Right. Nice.
Yes.
So the benefit, the fashion fundraiser, will help to support
Yes.
those efforts.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the
Nice.
whole purpose why we do it. So we're requesting, donations as well as people come out and buy tickets and everything. We have a silent auction that's
Okay.
also going on where
Okay.
they can, you can get raffle tickets. $10 a piece,
Okay.
25 tickets that you get.
Okay.
So
Oh, that's
you really
great.
get to get involved, and we have companies that are donating
Right.
certain
Nice.
things for it. Well, I just had a company donate the swag bags for the VIP.
Nice.
For the VIP
Yeah.
guests. So that's, major. Like,
It
so
is.
people are really coming, companies are really coming together to try to help with this, including Strong Island.
Right.
So I want to really, take this and run with it and make sure that we meet the needs
Right.
of out of sickle
and
cell
keep
people.
sustaining it, you know,
Yes.
with such an important you know, to bring awareness about this important, you know, disease, well, not important disease, but, you know, a disease that goes sometimes unnoticed
Right.
is so important. So where can people, if they want to donate, where can people, you know, if they want to reach out to you to get more information, how can they do that?
That's why we have the hashtag #PinkandSexy.
Okay.
If you go to, if you just put in Google #PinkandSexy,
Okay.
everything about the event, me, the people that's involved with it, the sponsors, the designers, everything will pop up.
Okay, and you have 5 designers, right?
Yeah, there are 5 designers this year.
Okay, nice. Are they local? Are they?
You know, they're from all over. Actually,
Oh,
one
nice.
of my designers actually has sickle cell, Minnie Chevelle.
Oh,
she has sickle cell like I do. You
Wow,
know, so,
wow,
so
wow.
really, when I say it's a labor of love, it really is. You
Right,
know?
people are kind of tapped into it and have some skin in the game, so to speak, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but yes, so you can find all of the information about the event online. We're also on Eventbrite.
Okay.
So it's pinkandsexy2019.eventbrite.com.
Okay.
You know.
So let's show the flyer one more time so everybody can get that information, and they can know where to get the tickets, know what time it is, what day it is, and all of that. And people, please, you know, make sure you support this important effort.
Yes.
Yeah, and keep it going.
Yes, exactly.
And keep it going. So I want to thank you for being here. Is there anything else that you want to share with anybody? Any other events that you have, like fundraisers or things coming up for trying to get the foundation off the ground?
Actually, this is interesting because there is also going to be a Squats for Sickle Cell, #Squats for Sickle Cell.
Okay.
That's coming up, and it's happening in Westbury.
Okay.
And it's going to be in September 21st, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Orlandina Balan, she's a bodybuilder, and she has her own brand called The Fitter Woman. She's also going to be hosting.
Okay.
She's going to be hosting #PinkandSexy this year,
Okay.
along with Rudy.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
But she is basically leading the efforts to also continue the fundraising after the event is over.
Okay.
With a Squats for Sickle Cell, and that includes like all the bodybuilders, all the gym buffs, everyone. Like it's going to be at Sparta Gym in Westbury.
Oh, nice.
So.
Okay. Do you have to be physically fit to
No.
do this? Okay.
You know.
Okay. Well, Venice, I want to thank you so much for being here. Make sure, everyone, you go out and you support this event. And we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to have another guest here in studio, one of our authors. So just stay tuned. Welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. As you can see, we have our next guest here, Shaquan Hoke. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Verdel.
So Shaquan Hoke is the founder of Beyond a J.O.B. She's an author, she's an image consultant, inspirational speaker, and a training facilitator. So today we're going to be talking about the power of words. So being that you're an author, we're really going to talk about some of that. But before we get into that, I see that you were in HR for 10 years.
Yes, in different capacities. I did a lot of recruitment for the different job postings that employers would put out. So I kind of know what employers want when it comes to them hiring people.
Right. So was that an easy, when you decided to start beyond a J.O.B, did you bring in, I'm sure you brought in some of those HR experiences that you had?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I found that a lot of people that were looking for employment, they not only were looking for employment, but what would be a good fit for them.
Right.
And also, we'll talk about it a little later, what could they do to earn additional money. So I also teach my clients how to monetize their skills.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm really interested in.
Yeah.
I got to start monetizing my skills. So why did you start beyond the J.O.B?
Oh, long backstory. My story is I was homeless. I became homeless a little bit over 10 years ago. Being a single mother of 5 children, working 2 jobs, trying to support myself while going to college part-time.
Right.
Things, you know, when you're going from paycheck to paycheck,
it's hard to,
things can easily fall
right.
apart. And so I learned after overcoming that experience that I needed to have more than just a J.O.B.
Yeah.
And so that's how Beyond the Job came into play, because I realized once I started working in the nonprofit industry, I had people coming to me with degrees that still needed help getting employment.
Right.
Not because they didn't have the skill, but they were looking in the wrong places or just not really matching up what was good for them.
Right, right. That's interesting that you said that, because people do come out with, you know, they have the education, they know what they want to do, or at least they think they know. But what they do is they seem to stay one note, you know, and they don't explore other options that might be a good fit for them, for what they really can do, you know.
Exactly.
So is that part of what you do with Beyond the J.O.B? Is that
it is?
Okay.
And the other part is we have career changes where maybe they've been in the field for so long, they kind of burnt out, or they're just tired of it.
Stagnant.
Right.
Yeah.
And then now they want to step into a new career, and they have no idea how to do that. So I also assist them to do that as well.
Really? And how do you help people make that switch?
Well, good question. Good question. Not going to give away all my
No, don't give it all away, right?
But I do sit one-on-one with my clients. We do a career assessment and match it up with their personality type. And then we're able to see what would be the best fit for them to go into. And also according to what is needed in today's industries, the growing sectors of today's time.
Exactly. So you're able to, because that's the other thing, when you switch careers, some people don't realize they have those transferable skills. Exactly. And that's what you really have to kind of, you know, target. You know, so so I've been in education for over 25 years, and you know, then I'm thinking, well, what else can I do? But you have to really dig deep to figure out, well, this is my skill set, but you have to convince others that that's your skill set too. So how do you convince others that, yeah, I've been an educator for 25 years, but I can do this, I don't know, let's say marketing job. Like how do you how do you convince somebody to take a chance on you, you know?
Well, that's where part of it is doing the assessment so they can actually see. Once you complete an assessment, it kind of kicks out the skills that you would be good in, and then we're able to have that conversation to say that, well, this is what the assessment says, and now I see from talking with you, your personality type is this. So now this is how, those are the 2 components we can use to match now what would be the best career to go into.
So what has been your greatest challenge with being an entrepreneur? I mean, starting, you know, having, you know, being a single mother, 5 children, and, you know, really just developing your own business. Very proud of you. That's awesome.
Yes, I'm still building.
That's all right. It's a process, right? It's a process.
Yes.
But what do you think has been the biggest challenge of being an entrepreneur?
The biggest challenge is maintaining great partnerships that would lead to other opportunities. Because most people think with being an entrepreneur, some people think it's all about the money, but it's really not just about getting that next dollar. To me, it's about forming great partnerships and relationships that will open up opportunities. And once you step into your purpose and your vision, the money will come, but you have to do the service first.
Right, exactly. And so what's you help people with job changes? What other things do you do with within your company?
Besides, I do things like workshops. For example, I work with New York Urban League, and I help their clients to get employment opportunities. I reach out to employers to get those the job announcements before it goes out to the public.
And we're so you have a little inside track.
Yes, yes. So I look to do contracts with different organizations to do job placement, job readiness training, workshops, and then I have my private clients that meet with me either in person or online. And I do a customized clarity session where we sit down and map out a plan, because not everybody needs to see me once or twice a week. They may only need to see me for a couple of hours. And so I have those type of plans on my website at beyondthejob.net, where they can choose what type of service they would like from me, and then I customize that if it's not exactly what they want, and then we basically go from there, and I give them a coaching session.
Oh, that's nice. That's really good. People need that. You know, it's going to someone who this is what you do. This is your area of expertise. You know what to look for. You know how to, you know, have people navigate through the system. People need help.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you're spinning your wheels, you know, trying to find the information out, but it's great to know that there's a resource available for people that want to either make a shift or need assistance in being gainfully employed, basically. So you talked about monetizing your gifts. First, explain what that actually is. And how does someone go about monetizing their gifts?
Great question. Again, I'm not going to give out all my little secret goodies, but monetizing your gift mainly is you taking something that you're good at. It could be, you could be a great singer, you can be an artist, you can be an undercover chef. You know, all of us have these great abilities that sometimes kind of collect dust and just sit there, or you're like, oh, that's just a hobby. Right. Really, there's ways that if you really hone in on those gifts, that you can produce more money, and actually, it can actually turn out to be a full-blown business opportunity where you can actually replace a job. So, you know, I kind of teach that. Like, some people really don't know, have given no thought to what that could be.
Right, exactly.
And so I helped them to bring those out.
Right. So, and that was my next question. Like, how do you help people find their gifts? So, if you could give, like, you don't want to give everything away, but if you could give a tip for one tip for someone to say, pull out your gifts. What's one thing that they could do to pull out their gifts?
So part of my assessment process it's a series of questions. So I will give you this one question that I would normally ask. What is the one thing that you love to do that you would do it without pay?
Without getting paid. Okay.
And usually that one thing that you just love to do, that you would just volunteer your time to do because it pulls out your heartstrings, or you just get so much joy out of it, then 9 times out of 10, that's your skill.
That's your
there.
purpose.
Right.
So you really do help people find their purpose and what they, you know, should be doing. So as I said before, you're an author, and we have of several books. Right? Which is great. I wrote one book, and people ask me, "Are you writing another one?" I'm like, I don't know. But so
it's not that easy.
It's not that easy, right? So I just want to show everyone all of Shaquan's books, and then we'll talk a little bit about, you know, we're talking about the power of words today, you know, and being a writer, being an author, you're able to really get a lot of information to people, or tell a story, or share your story, whatever it might be. So what made you become an author?
That's a really great question. I've always been a writer and a creative. I used to write poetry back in elementary school and things like that. But I found that was a way of me to express myself, but also to help someone else. And just in 2017, I was sitting with a friend of mine. Her name is Anjanae Booth, and she was an author. She's an author herself. And so I read her book, Sacred Salutations, it gives you 30 days to kind of map out what you wanted to do. And so after reading her story, I realized that, wow, I have some things that I've gone through in my life.
Exactly.
And I think it would help transform someone else's life once they read my story.
Exactly.
And so that's how I wrote my first book, The Audacity to Rise, which is gives you 7 steps for the reader to step into their vision. So not only are they getting a synopsis of my story and how I used to be a homeless single mother of 5 children and no career or anything. And so now where I am today. So it kind of gives you that. And it gives the reader actionable steps that they can take to overcome the obstacles that they have.
Right, because their situation might not be exactly the same as yours, but there's a method to to it.
Exactly. And coincidentally enough, I'm a believer in faith, and so the acronym to those 7 steps is prayers.
Okay.
So I'm not going to give you the goodies. So if you want to know, you guys got to get the book. But the acronym is prayers. It's the 7 steps for you to step into your vision.
So where can people get your books? Are you through your website or?
Oh yeah, there's several ways.
Okay.
That you can get it. So my website is www.beyondajob.net, and there you will see all of my books displayed on the website.
And what's the rest of the name? We had them up there, but what's the other books?
Through the Valley, I did an anthology there, and I also did another anthology with Marsha Garrier.
Oh yeah.
And the other book I did was a planner. The planner specifically for people that are looking for employment.
Is it like a workbook?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. So you get to write in there. It has templates in there on resumes, on it keeps track of your different meetings that you have with employers or networking opportunities. And it also in the corner has quotes that I've said myself that are inspirational. That kind of give you, a little boost each day you open it and you turn to it. Because looking for a job or an opportunity can be a job in and of itself.
Yes, it can. It can. The other thing I just wanted to mention really quick. You mentioned resume. The difference, really quick, because I want to make sure we get to this other thing that you have going on. Digital, paper. Do you still need a paper resume? Should you have your resume formatted digitally? Like, what is the
great?
What should you do?
You always. I don't care how many computers you have, and this is the digital age.
Yes.
So yes, you still do need a hard copy of your resume. Employers still expect for you to go into the interview with several copies, not just one. You should at least have 5 copies, because you never know if you're going to have an actual panel interview.
Exactly.
And sometimes they won't even tell you.
That's
so it's like surprise.
You want to be prepared.
So,
There's 5 people in front of you, and you're like, whoa, didn't know this was happening. But you have to be prepared. And then and I know there's different ways to format it digitally, but you can help people with that as well.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So I know there's one other thing before I let you go. You have this. You have the Courage to Give project. So what is the Courage to Give project?
The Courage to Give project was formulated in the end of 2017 because I said my story is I overcame homelessness, and so I made a promise to God that I would give back to my community once I got on my feet. And so in 2017, it was that time for me to birth that vision out. So it's the Courage to Give project. Mainly I collect personal care items, and that would be like things that we kind of take for granted that we use every day, like soap, toothpaste, toothbrushes, deodorant, lotion, shampoo, sanitary napkins, and then in the winter we also hats, scarves, and gloves. So I collect donations, either the actual items themselves, or a person or a business can donate to the cause. I actually have a tab on my website at beyondthejob.net that the person can donate there. You can also donate at paypal.me/Shaquan Hoke. You can also inbox me if you're on Facebook or Instagram, and you can send me a email if you like. My email address is support@beyondthejob.net.
Well, I want to thank you so much for being a guest on Conversations with Verdel Jones. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
This is amazing. You made me feel so comfortable. But I made it.
We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. And we're going to have Tracy Wilkins Francis here.
Dropping gems from Keisha Christian. She's on a mission, sharing information, knowledge for soul, body and mind. Dropping gems, KeishaGems.com, KeishaGems.com.
Welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. As you see, we have our next guest here, Tracy Wilkins Francis. She's the owner of Annie Jean Publishing. And it's an independent film, an independent family-owned publishing company.
Yes, it is.
You're also the author of the Real Life Adventures of Jojo Bean, which is a children's book series, which I mean, adorable. I mean, they have characters and everything. It's so awesome. So we're talking about the power of words today. And the other thing that really jumped out when I saw the children's book series was the representation. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. So now you're an author, beautiful books. We're going to get a little bit into that. Did you see yourself as an author when you were growing up? Is that something you did?
I did. I did.
So you always like to write, or?
I always loved to write. I had a dear, one of my best friends who I grew up with since 3rd or 4th grade. Who would come home after school and we would write these books and we would tie the little red ribbons around it. And she's an author also. She's a Christian author, and I ended up being a children's author.
So what do you love best about being an author?
The freedom, to express myself, to be able to convey those ideas, to influence. So that's what I love about it.
And why children's books?
Well, the short of it is because I grew up as a geek, a nerd. I'm an avid reader. I don't read as much as I would like to because I'm just busy, but I still read. So, of course, when I had my son, I wanted to pass that gift along to him. And we started reading. I started reading with him at 5 months. But as he got older and I was looking for diverse books.
Yeah.
It just wasn't as many as I thought there should be, as I expected it to be.
Right.
So that's why.
That's kind of, it goes back to that representation.
Yes, yes.
You know, I had a children's book author on a couple years ago, and the book is Diversity is a Verb by Gina Humber. And she was on, and that was one of the reasons why, and she's an educator, and there wasn't a lot of representation of just diversity across the board, you know, and that was very important to her. So I can see, you see a need and you kind of fill it. Right. You know. So you also have a publishing business as well.
Yes.
So now, did the publishing company come out of you wanting to be an
write
author?
the books? Yes,
And
it
okay,
did.
so how does what do you publish any other books, or like how does that?
Well, I published my son's book here because as a result of him seeing mommy write books and dad too, because he's the film writer.
Right.
He actually started his own book.
Okay.
So he's the beginning.
Right.
Looking to expand to more.
Okay.
To more, yes.
And what is the challenge with publishing? Because what made you decide to self-publish as opposed to going, you know,
the
to
traditional route?
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to keep the I wanted the characters and the books to be a certain way, and I didn't want to lose that control because it was very important to me that the characters look a certain way, act a certain way, or represented a certain way. And I was just afraid that going through a traditional publishing company that whole thing would be lost.
Right.
So that's why I decided to self-publish.
Right, and so you are publishing your own books, but it also gives you an avenue to publish other books.
Yes, absolutely.
And make some money.
Yes.
Or
So
more
I'm
money,
looking.
right? So are you only gonna publish children's books, or how do you see that going with your publishing company?
Definitely children's books.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to keep children's books for right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's in your
Definitely.
wheelhouse, right? Right. So I just want to show some of the books, the adventures, the real life adventures of Jojo Bean. They are beautifully illustrated. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that.
Okay.
But how did you come up with the concept of Jojo Bean?
Okay, so it was actually. How old was Joseph? My son Joseph, who's 9 years old, probably about 7 years ago, we were on a family vacation. And, you know, my husband and I, we were still in denial, like, oh, we could do all these things that we used to do before we had Joseph. And no, that wasn't happening. So we went, I think we were going on a family reunion down in Georgia. We got lost for 2 hours in the car. And we had to listen to Barney for 2 hours in the car.
Wow. Barney's still around?
Barney's still around.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, good. Because my kids listen to Barney, and my kids are grown, but all right.
Barney. So my husband said, no, I said, what did I say? He could tell I was being annoyed. He said, one day you're going to find this funny. I said, that might be true, but it's not funny
now.
right now.
Right. Oh, my goodness.
And so he said, well, one day you're going to write a book about it. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then 4 years later, he's like, remember that thing we talked about with you writing a book? You should try to do it now.
Wow.
So I did. I sat down. I just wrote it. So they're all inspired by my son. And so he has a very.
Can we please show the books? Yeah, they showed the books already. I didn't see. Okay, but I'm sorry. Go ahead. So the main character, Jojo Bean,
very much like my Jojo.
Okay.
Bean. Very much like a wild imagination. Very creative. Finds himself in these strange predicaments. I'm wondering how on earth am I going to get out of this one this time?
Right.
I mean, he's not as bad now because he's older.
Yeah, he's cute. He's a cutie. I saw the video. I had posted the video.
Oh, is that the Twisty Tina one?
The one.
Delectable Vegetables.
The Delectable Vegetables one. That was very cute. You were running. It was very cute.
Chasing it. Right?
It was, and he's adorable. He's so sweet. So the main character, Jojo Bean, his character is based on your son.
Yes.
What about the other characters? Where did they how did they develop?
They were actually a combination of my son's friends. So we have a little bit of this. I'm not going to name a little this person and this character, and a little bit of that person and that character. And because he has diverse friends, I wanted you know, the book to be represented.
Right,
that
exactly.
well.
And that's important. You know, it really is important. So can you tell us a little bit about some of the books? Like, I know you have, your son wrote a book.
He wrote this, yes, The Adventures of Rock, which is about Tim, who is a 9-year-old boy. He finds out that his parents are missing, and he realizes that what's his name? Fireball is the one that kidnapped him. So he sets out with his pet cat Ash. He goes down into his lair and changes into his superhero outfit and rescues them.
He has a vivid imagination.
I told you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and the great thing about the book is on the back of it. Well, that's the next book coming up. But in the back of it, he has these activities that children can do so they can create their own story and draw their own superhero.
Nice. I love it.
And this is geared 1st through 3rd grade.
1st through 3rd, okay.
That's all his idea.
And then you have a new, you said this one.
This just came out July 4th, y'all. July 4th.
Hot off the press.
Hot off the press.
It's exciting, right? Isn't it? Yeah, it really is. It really is.
So, this is my first rhyming book.
Okay.
So it's Park Blues, and this one, Jojo and his friends, they go to the park, and he has all these crazy ideas about what he can do because he's bored. Go figure, bored.
Right, bored. Right. Yeah, exactly.
And he gets so excited, he starts running, and he does not see a hole in the ground. His friends try to warn him. He stops to stop him. And he falls in. So now everyone comes together in the park and try to figure out how to get Jojo out of the hole.
Now, that's not a true story, is it?
No. Like, what kind of parent are you?
So I would say the books are so beautifully illustrated.
Thank you.
Who illustrated them, and how did you find an illustrator?
Okay, these books have been, I used a few illustrators, but recently, the last few books have been illustrated by H.H. Pact, and I just actually went online and started researching illustrators.
Wow!
And I saw her work, and I was like, I have to use you.
So because I had another author, children's book author, Bobby Dog. Okay. He writes books about respect, and he was a former police officer, great guy. His books are beautifully illustrated as well, and he said it was a challenge. Like, he went through a lot of different illustrators before he got exactly what he wanted. Because you have a vision, you have to make sure somebody, I guess, carries that out. Yeah, beautifully done, beautifully done. Now, do you, when you find an illustrator, if somebody's interested in doing a children's book, and you said you went online, what type of research can they do?
Well, there's several sites that you can go to. I'm trying to remember what I found. There's a site called Upwork. They have a lot of illustrators from all over.
Right, like all over the world, right?
Yes, there's a website called Fiverr.
Oh, right, yes.
Right. Sometimes you can go, there's a lot of Facebook groups. Where there are children's books, writers and illustrators. So a lot of people post and say, I'm looking for an illustrator. I'm looking for someone I can illustrate books with. Right. So there's a lot of different.
And how long does it take for them to do? Because that's very intricate. I mean, like how it's not your basic. Right. So how long does it? How long does a book like this usually take, or how long did it take for these?
This book actually took her 2 weeks.
Oh my
to illustrate it, because I sent her the information ahead of time, and she had a little bit of downtime, so she emailed me. She's like, Tracy, I can work on your next book. I'm like, okay.
Wow,
here you go.
That's awesome.
So it could take 2 weeks. It depends on what your timeline is.
Your timeline is. They can speed it up if they have to.
Right.
If they have to. Like I said, beautifully done. The message in it is great. The diversity is great. You also go to schools.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that. If somebody is out there, I have a lot of educators watching. I know they might be interested. How do they go about? What do you do first of all with schools?
Okay. So when I go to a school, I bring the mascots with me. I have live mascots.
They are
J.O.B, Twisty Tina, and Worry Wenzel. They come with me, and it's basically a whole show. So we'll set up. We have speakers, and we have the big TV that will project the story on there, so you don't have to worry about.
Oh, that's so cool.
This is this and this. So yeah, we upgraded.
Nice.
We're upgraded. So we'll talk to the students first. depending on what the topic is.
Okay.
And then we'll read the story. We'll bring Jojo Bean out.
Okay.
And they usually go crazy by the time Jojo Bean goes
exactly.
out. You can't even get.
They've lost it. They've lost it. And this is K to 2, I think you said.
K to 2.
K to
right,
2.
Right.
K to 2.
Pre-K also.
Pre-K
but
as
definitely
well.
K to 2.
That's awesome. How can people get in touch with you and reach out to you about how to, get the books and how to, if they want you to come to their school or any event, how can people reach out to you?
So my email address is AnnieJeanPublishing@gmail.com. You can contact me there. You can also go to my Facebook page, which is Tracy Wilkins Francis, author. My Instagram page is also Tracy Wilkins Francis, but Tracy is spelled Trace and not Tracey or Trci. So you can contact me those ways.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for being a guest.
Thank you.
We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to bring everybody out, and we're going to wrap it up. So we'll see you in a minute. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is great. I love it.
Dropping gems from Keisha Christian. She's on a mission, sharing information, knowledge for soul, body and mind. Dropping gems, KeishaGems.com, KeishaGems.com.
Welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. I have all these beautiful ladies here with me. I just want to give some final thoughts and wrap things up. Make sure everyone knows how to get in contact with everyone here. All sharing important information. The power of words is really something we need to pay attention to, and each of you have a voice, and you're using your words to bring about positive changes, and that I just absolutely love and admire. So thank you all for that. So I want to thank, we'll start off with Venice. Venice Richards is having an event come up. We're going to show that information, so everybody make sure that you go check that out. We can show that now. There we go. All right. So support that. I mean, sickle cell is, a lot of people don't know what it is, and there's not a lot of awareness around it.
Right.
So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
We also have Shaquan Hoke. We want to make sure we get her contact information here. Check out her website. If you're looking for a job, I mean, seriously, you need to reach out to her, get her information. I know I'll be sharing her information with some folks. You can go to her website. You can go to her Instagram page. Also, she she has what's the name of the
Courage to Give project.
Courage to Give project. You can reach out to her about that as well.
Yes.
And then we also have Tracy Wilkins Francis, the real life adventures of Jojo Bean. Jojo Bean, it's so cute. So there's her contact information there. If you know what, when people have children, or, my friends have babies and whatever, That's what I give them. I give them books.
Me too.
I give them book. I write a little, thing in it, and it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Right, exactly.
You never know what's going to be that child's favorite book, and it just. I love giving the gift of a book.
Definitely.
So if you're looking if you know someone that just had a child, go ahead and pick up that book. And also, if you're interested in having the real life adventures of Jojo Bean come visit your school or any organization, I guess, right? You can reach out to Tracy. So I want to thank everybody so much for watching Conversations with Verdel Jones. Thank you so much for being a guest. And we will see you next time. Bye.